So this is the thing. So at the moment, you've got it in spline and it's really slow. The timing's floaty and stuff like that. So how do you fix that? This is what you have. You've got your pose A and your pose B, which
Mhm.
is signified on your things here. So A to B, right? Pose A, pose B.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to draw that here. Pose A, pose B. Now this is your key pose. This line, I'm doing red. This is the key pose that you have. Now to get to that pose, the timing that you have is linear, which means that where did I draw it? Okay, so the timing that you currently have is this. It's which means equal spacing between each frame. So each frame from A to B right now is the exact same distance or slower, and you can measure that like this. Right, so if I turn on the ghost, you can see down here, like that. You see how you can see the spacing is exactly even?
Yeah.
So the spacing between the body parts is what represents a timing graph here. So this was pose A, and now this is pose B. And so this motion here is the same motion that we're going to be drawing at the top here. So what you have currently is this even timing, but what you need is a more designed timing, and that's using the principles of animation. So you can have an ease in and an ease out, or you can have an overshoot, or or you can have an antique before you move, something like that. So let's just watch the dialogue. Yeah, so it's just kind of abrupt. So the timing that you can have is you got pose A, pose B, and you just want to get there, and you want to have a little ease in, because we don't just start at full speed, we need to build up the speed. So you should always have a little ease in, right? So you can have, let's say, 2-3 frames ease in, and then jump, big gap, that'll go fast, and that will stop the floatiness because now we've got speed. And then another big gap, but now because we're going so fast, we have to do two things. We have to resolve the motion, or we have to ease the motion or overshoot it, right? So we're going so fast, we can't just stop. Just like we can't stop, just like we can't start and go super fast, we can't just stop all of a sudden and hit a wall. So with this, you can go just a gradual ease out like that with the timing, like this. Or if you need to do an overshoot, I'm not sure how to draw an overshoot. Right, so let's just say you got the same timing and you go fast. Here, you hit the pose here, so this is still the key pose. This is still the key pose here. But then you go past it, you hit this here, and then you start coming back and you settle in it. So if you're looking at it on a like a more of a arc kind of sense, it would look like that. So this is your key pose, this is your pose B, and your timing would be, let's just go there. And you ease back into it. So that's the overshoot. So you go past the actual frame and then you come back to it like this. Like if I was to punch someone, it's like, oh no, it's not opening. So when I punch someone, I come back. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not easing back to a stop. So when I ease, I go like this and it just eases to a stop. But when I come back, it does like it goes further and then resolves. Whereas if you're easing out, you can ease out into this. See how I lift up? So you could probably ease out into this one, to be honest.
And why I was in there.
Yeah, well she's doing like if we look at her, here, she's doing this motion here. So you can see she's a small ease in, fast, then it slows down here and then comes down, right? That's what she's doing. It doesn't mean we have to do it exactly. But I'm just saying the thing is, reference is there just for the poses. We don't have to copy the timing because Rita's a different person. She's old. Rita moves different. It's just we get what we need from the reference and then we stop using the reference completely. Not stop relying on it so heavily. So the thing is, throughout your animation, we've got this. regardless of the motion. So we've got this from here to here. You see here? Same timing. Same timing. This one's actually quite nice. You've got like a pose here that you haven't marked out. I don't know what's happening. Sorry. Oh, it's Maya again. Right, so this one, you actually come, you do have a bit of an ease. And then here you shoot out and you have like an ease here. So this part of the animation actually works. See that? Because what have you got here with the timing? You've got, right, so you don't have it like what the one frame is, but it's working because we're coming back here. You're doing like an anticipation. So you've got the anticipation. I'll do it like this. This is your anticipation. And then doof, right? So the same thing with the bouncing ball. If you squish it down first, that's building up the energy to pop it off. So that with that kind of thing, then you can have a big spacing from like, do you know what I mean? Then you can start with a big spacing because you've used these 3 frames here to build the energy, and then you can shoot off. So that's what you have here, and then you've got the nice big timing, and then it's like easing up here. See that? So but what you've done here is great timing. So if I was to draw it now super clear for you, you've got it easy in here, right? Small time, and then you've got a big, there's no arc there, it just shoots off. So that's a bad drawing. But then you shoot off here, and then you've got that, and then you've got the settle here. Right, so if we were to take this, if we were to take this and put it in a timing graph like this, then you've got an anticipation here. So
how do you know in this part is anticipation, not ease in or ease out?
It's what you've done. It's what you've done. I'm just showing you what you've done already. So
Okay.
So an anticipation is like, if I was to throw a punch, back to the punch analogy, instead of just easing into a punch like this, which you can do, right? If I wanted to make it more powerful, I need to get my power. I need to build up the force that's coming, and then I can attack much faster. So you can ease into a punch. You can very much ease into it. That's what a jab is. A jab is kind of like an ease. But then if I want to do like a damage punch, a powerful punch, I need to come back, build the strength, and punch it. So if you look at your animation, anywhere you need to build up strength before you do the motion. Does that make sense? It's like when you do a jump, because you're about to use a huge amount of force, you need to go down first to push. You need to go somewhere to spring. So when you should use an ease or an anticipation is kind of decided by how much power needs to be there, but also you'll be able to just feel it and see in your animation.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, cool. So this is the antique that you have here, 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the power, and then you've got the ease here. So because you have this, this is nice timing, right? Because it's got the principles in it. It's got the spacing. And it's not floaty. So that's why this transition here works, because you've got it. So we need to do that to all of the poses. You need to have that not the exact same timing, but you need to have that formula. You need to have an ease in or an anticipation, and then an ease out or an overshoot. I'll write it down. Ease in or anticipation, or this is for the start, or a overshoot, or ease out. Now the only sorry, I don't think that's English. The only other, I think that's really it for settling emotion. Yeah, if you do this, sorry, my phone's going crazy. If you do that to all of your poses, then your animation will by default look much better. So then once we have that, we can focus on maybe the breakdowns. and the paths of action. But before we have that, we don't have the good timing, so it's a bit hard to put in any sort of path of action. So for example, what is so here, for example, like, because we have the timing in this pose here that we have, so let's just use this one. So like, let's say the whole shot looks great now with the timing and we want to fix the path of action. Now we can, because I'm going to use yellow. So if you notice the path of action, it's very it's not following arcs, right? So you remember, like, the 12 principles of animation are super key, right? So you got ease in, ease out, anticipation, overshoot. I don't know if they're individual ones or not. But then you've got the arcs, right? Which is one. And so this is the next one we have to layer in. So now we've got the timing, which is great here, but the arc is not nice. So what you would want to do here is have it like this. And then here you're fine. Let's just say that's fine. But then this one, you want to keep like this. And then here you go directly up. But you don't want to go directly up, because what that's giving you is this, a corner. And it's going to be jarring on the eye, but we don't want corners, we want arcs. So the next pose here should be like this, and then that'll actually, it's just that one key really, and then you can bring it in like this, right? So the arc here, and you could even, these ones are just coming straight across, so you could actually bring these up like this, and yeah, I feel like there should be one more there, but maybe not. We'll keep it sharp. So then if we look at the arc here, yeah, maybe bring that one down a bit.
Yeah, it's more natural.
Yeah. Right, so there's drawings upon drawings here, so it's a bit hard to see, but this is the clean version, so let's go. So that's your timing. Right, so you're keeping the same timing, but you're just adding a nice arc in there, so it moves a bit better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we won't worry. Yeah, what's up?
So also all the body the same, because in this step I should add some new frames, right? So but all the different part of the body is the same frame.
Yes. So yeah, make sure when you set a key, you set a key on everything, and you don't have to individually add these keys. All you're doing is the timing. So you've got the key poses. So let the computer do what the computer's doing, and then once it's done, you can go in and design them more.
And in this moment, I cannot consider the expression, because the lip sync also have some frames. So in this part,
with that, I think you should, but don't spend just put like a quick, if it's sad, put like a sad face. If it's happy, put a happy face. Don't spend time on it, because the body needs a lot of work, and to do both at the same time is going to be taking time away from the body for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So do that, and this little demonstration that we did here on like getting the nice timing and stuff like that, this is done on every single body part, so every single control that you have. So for example, if we look here at the hips, right?
Yeah.
See that she's just going like this, right, from there to there. See, you want like a little arc, ease in, timing, and then the ease out. See that? Does that make sense?
But the hips and new frames does not match with the waist or the leg, so maybe their frames are different.
Oh no, I was just drawing like that. So for example, it would start here, A.
Yeah.
And then B. This is your B, right? So it's just as you've drawn it. I guess you've got it from here, right? So let's just call that A. And then that's B, right? Or D, as you have. So it's the same thing. I just only did it on a select amount of frames. But for example, you'd start here, and the motion you've got is from there to there, and then a bit faster there. So what you have at the moment is you've got this kind of spacing. So, and then a bit faster here, but still even. So that's what you have. So you need to see what we need to do. You could do a bit of an antique, like you could go like that if you want. So yeah, have fun with it. Have fun with the timing. The thing is, each body part has to have it. So this arm's gonna, the elbow, the shoulder, the head, the leg, it's always gonna have a design timing. Now it sounds like it's a lot of work. It's really not. It's just not having the computer do the job for you and like having it linear. So when I can open Maya, I think I can't open Maya because I've got a lot of things open, including Zoom and stuff. So when I can open Maya, I'm going to show you in 3D how to do it super easy, because you don't, it's not a lot of work to get timing. Once you've got 2 poses, it's really straightforward to do. So it's going to be chill. But basically that's the key. So when you have appealing poses, all you have to do is have nice timing and arcs and overshoots and everything going between them, and your animation will look like high quality. It'll look really nice, because that's basically like once all of this stuff clicks for you, animation becomes animation itself is a mechanical process, right? So once you learn the mechanics, it's easy to just repeat on different animations. However, where it gets different is your emotional acting and your acting choices. That's when it gets more difficult, because now you've got to come up with like emotions, right? And that's not a mechanical thing at all. So once you learn the mechanics, which is all the principles and doing everything we just discussed now, that's part A, and that will get you really far. And then part B is just pushing in emotion into everything and like getting real like sincere acting.
So should I share the screen to open Maya, or?
No, I'm going to record a video and send it to you, because it might take a bit
okay.
longer. It might take like a bit of time to show you. So, but in terms of the notes that I have to give for your shot, it's everything that we just discussed here in detail throughout the whole shot. And then once you give that a red hot go, like a really good go, once you do that throughout the shot, hopefully next week, then if it's still not quite there, then we can go into each part and kind of fix the timing and what to do in each part.
Yeah.
But until you've put at least a little bit of it there, it'll be too much work to go through the whole thing and kind of do the animation essentially. So is that all clear to you? Do you have any questions on anything I said?
Yeah, so next week I'll try to use some easing and out and some overshoot and anticipation between the key poses and through every part of the body.
Yeah, and just
Okay.
the time, just really when you watch this class, just re-watch this part, because it's timing in timing and spacing. So overshoot, anticipation, ease in, ease out, it's all kind of a sub under spacing. So spacing is what gives you your timing and all of that stuff. So spacing and timing is this, and then you work it into the arcs and making sure that your animation follows a path. So just if you've ever got something like this, you probably want to do something like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you just don't want to have any jagged movements, straight lines, unless it's absolutely necessary. Like you can have a straight line, but for now let's just put arcs everywhere, and then we can straighten it out if it gets too flowy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for your advice. It's clear. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. So I'll send this class to you, and then I just recommend giving it another watch, because hopefully, because I think it was a good explanation. So if you get confused or anything, just watch it again, and then I'll send you the tutorial for how to do it in Maya.
Okay.
How to achieve this in Maya, and then next week you should be in a good position, I'd say.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Any questions, or you all good?
Oh, all good.
All good. Awesome. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. So to do the timing, you've got your pose A and your pose B. Right? That's your linear timing. So what you want to do is you want to ease in, which is kind of doing already, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit more of an ease in. So we're going to set a key here, right? So it's getting this far, but it's taking longer to do it. In fact, I'm going to set it a bit sooner. So I'm going to delete that, sorry. All right, start again. So we go from here, and then we want it to get, say, this far, but take longer. So we're going to increase the amount of time it takes to get there. So now you can see it's taking off much slower. Oops, sorry, okay. It's taking off much slower. And then we want to get here faster, but have it ease out. So all we have to do is you take this key here, which is 90% of the way, and then you move it closer. So now you see here, ease in, and then the spacing gets big, and then it eases out. So if we watch it now, see how we've got that nice timing, and we've got to ease in, fast few frames, and then a nice ease out to a gradual stop. So that's all you need to do. So you just need 2 extra keys, right? So you need this one and this one, and then you grab the key here and you move it out, and then you grab the key here and you move it closer, right? And that's going to give you the ease in and ease out timing. That's going to make your animation look cool. It's going to make it look snappy, but it's going to be fixable. That's better snappy than it is floaty, right? So that's that. And then the other example that we have is if you need to do anticipation to go fast, right? You go back a few frames, and even then you can do the same sort of thing. So we can have an ease. So we'll go here, but it takes a bit longer. So we set a key here and then move it 2. So now it's taking a little bit longer, and then it goes back. But then we need to go slower here. So we'll grab this key, move it here, and then just move this one out a bit more. So we've got a bit of an ease. Right, so it's the same thing in the anticipation. So it's this, but on a smaller scale. So from here to here, right? And it's the same thing. And then because you got that anticipation, now on the next frame, we can shoot super far, and the timing, you can zoom out, right? So I'm actually going to show you here. What's up? Sorry. Right, so we've got the anticipation. Right, and then we've got the ease out, but let's just make the spacing way bigger. So I'm just going to make this one huge. And then we're going to do an overshoot. And then come back to this one. And that's the overshoot. Too slow. Something like that. Right, so that's the overshoot. And you can see here, it's coming to a dead stop, maybe too abruptly. So if you set a key here, you delete this one, then you take this one here, set it here, and then you move it. Same thing we just did. You move it back to here. And you've got to ease out of the overshoot. So it's a bit softer. So just ease in, snap, and take an overshoot. So that's the 2 things you need to have in your animation. And the anticipation can be big, slow, overshoot can be big or slow, but that's the formula for how to do it in Maya, is you just create 2 extra keys, move them closer or further away. And what that's going to do is it's going to increase the amount of time it takes to get from one key to the other and make it longer. Let me know if that all makes sense, or if you have any questions, and I'll and I'll answer them.